Australian Open Final. Aryna Sabalenka takes on Elena Rybakina in Melbourne repeat. Prepare for a slugfest. Aryna Sabalenka insists she has learned from last year's final heartache to Madison Keys as she prepares to land the Australian Open title for a third time. Sabalenka's consistency in 2025 was hugely impressive, with the world number one reaching the final at 9 of the 16 events she contested. But she won only 4 of those, with her losses including particularly painful close defeats against Keys and at the French Open against Coco Gauff. Sabalenka did secure her 4th Grand Slam title at the US Open, beating Amanda Anisimova, and now she faces a rematch of her first major final, when she defeated Elena Rybakina in Melbourne in a 2023 Classic. I actually know what was wrong in all of those finals that I played and I lost, and I would say that last year was lots of lessons, lots of things to learn about myself, and definitely not going to happen again this season, said Sabalenka, who will play in her 4th consecutive Australian Open final. It's just a different mentality that I will try to have in each final that I play. I feel like those frustrations were coming from not agreeing with what's going on in the moment, and right now my mentality is I'm ready to do whatever. I'm ready to go out there and fight with what I have and do everything I can. I think, when I have this mentality, I play my best tennis, and I'm there, I'm fighting, I have my opportunities. So that's my approach to the finals this season. Sabalenka has cruised through to the final, but she will expect to have to step up her level against 5th seed Rybakina in what is their 15th meeting. She hasn't dropped a set en route to the final, but neither has Rybakina, which hasn't happened at a Grand Slam since 2008. Sabalenka leads the head-to-head 8-6, but they were tied at 2 apiece last year, with Rybakina winning their most recent meeting in the final of the WTA Finals in November. It heralded a return to the very top for the big-hitting Kazakh, who will be looking to make it 10 straight wins against top 10 players. Her shots are heavy, deep, flat balls, said Sabalenka. It's not easy to work with. We have a great history. She's an incredible player. I'm looking forward to battle this power. Rybakina's demeanor could not be more at odds with her brutal hitting. The clenched fist she gave in reaction to beating Jessica Pegula in the semifinal constituted a wild show of emotion for the understated 26-year-old. She's so chill, said Pegula. She doesn't really give you anything, and I think that's hard sometimes. You're not really sure if she's upset or if she's excited or what it is. Rybakina is trying to carry her approach from Riyadh into this season. Of course, the WTA Finals gave a lot of confidence because you played against top players, she said. I maintained my level. I played tough matches, very close matches. I won all of them. I think I could take only positives from that week. Given Rybakina's gifts, it is a surprise that this is her first Grand Slam final for 3 years, but there have been turbulent times off the court. Having split from longtime coach Stefano Vukov last summer and then rehired him, the Croatian was suspended by the WTA following allegations of abuse towards her. Vukov denied any wrongdoing and was supported by Rybakina, and the suspension was lifted last August on appeal. I think it's a big help, because of course he knows me the best, said Rybakina. With his advice on the court during the matches, it definitely makes a difference. One key factor on Saturday is likely to be the potency of Rybakina's serve. She has hit 41 aces this tournament, comfortably the most of any woman, but in her last 2 matches she has landed her first serve only 55% of the time. Australian Open Final. Sabalenka versus Rybakina. Melbourne braces for a slugfest. Melbourne knows this feeling. It's the low hum before a storm, the kind that rattles windows and raises goosebumps. The A inside Rod Laver Arena is tight with anticipation, thick with memory, because this isn't just another Australian Open final. This is a repeat, a reckoning, a reminder that when Aryna Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina step onto the hard court together, tennis stops being polite and starts being personal. Power has a sound, and tonight it echoes. From the first ball toss and warm-up, it's clear. This will not be about patience or poetry. This is about force. About who can strike first, harder, and longer without blinking. The Australian Open, often dubbed the Happy Slam, becomes something sharper when these two collide. Happy gives way to heavy. Happy gives way to thunder. The queen of raw fire. Aryna Sabalenka doesn't walk onto the court so much as she announces herself. There is a physicality to her presence. Broad shoulders, coiled legs, eyes that dare the moment to challenge her. She is power unfiltered, tennis played at full volume. Her serve is a weapon that borders on unfair. When it lands, it explodes. Flat, fast, and merciless. Opponents don't so much return it as survive it. From the baseline, Sabalenka swings like she's trying to crack the court open. Forehands lashed with intent, backhands struck with venom. But this version of Sabalenka is not just muscle and noise. The wild edges that once betrayed her have been sanded down by belief. Melbourne has already taught her she belongs here, that she can carry the weight of expectation and still swing freely. She plays now with a champion's calm hiding beneath the roar. And make no mistake, she remembers the last time she stood across the net from Elena Rybakina on this stage. Finals don't fade. They linger. The ice-cold executioner. If Sabalenka is fire, Elena Rybakina is ice. There is no wasted movement in her game, no excess emotion in her expression. She plays with the serenity of someone who knows exactly how dangerous she is and sees no reason to advertise it. Her serve is just as lethal as Sabalenka's, but delivered with a surgeon's precision rather than a sledgehammer's force. Rybakina's power sneaks up on you. The ball doesn't look fast until it's past you. Her ground strokes are clean, flat, and ruthlessly efficient, skimming the baseline as if guided by GPS. She absorbs pace like it's nothing, then redirects it with quiet authority. Where others panic, she pauses. Where others rush, she waits. And that composure, it's terrifying in a final. A court too small for two titans. This match will not be won with long rallies or delicate touch. This is a contest of first strikes. Serve +1 tennis at its most brutal. Blink and the point is over. Breathe wrong and you're down a break. Every game feels like a referendum on nerve. Sabalenka will look to dominate early, to overwhelm, to turn the final into a sprint rather than a marathon. She thrives when she's dictating, when her opponent is reacting instead of thinking. If she finds her rhythm, Melbourne might hear the sound barrier break. Rybakina, meanwhile, will aim to neutralize the chaos. She doesn't need to out-hit Sabalenka. She needs to outlast her in the moments that matter. A tie-break here. A second serve there. One loose swing punished without mercy. This is where the match lives, not in the highlights, but in the inches between confidence and doubt. Mental chess, played at 190 kilometers per hour. What makes this rematch irresistible is not just the power, it's the psychology.